Very good morning, everyone. It's George Bayruthi here from FS Securities, giving you the market report for Thursday morning, the 31st of March, the last day of March. Good day. All right, let's go to, we start with, hang on, I'll have to really go back to the home page. And we click on daily offshore updates and see what happened overnight. And the Dow was down 0.2%, the S&P 500 was down 0.6%, and the Nasdaq fell 1.2%. BHP was up 3.3%, and have a look at the price of iron ore, 3.4% up, and Rio was up 2.7%. In Europe, the Stoxx 50 index, which comprises most major European markets, as you can see here, was down 1.1%. on the back of Germany 1.5% down. And the futures this morning is showing that the market most likely will open 10 points higher to 7,494. As a matter of interest, our market has gone up by 6% the last 15 days. The S&P 500 has been up 11.1% in the last month. So here we go. The war in the Ukraine has agitated the world. Interest rate rise agitated the world. But then money circulates around Wall Street, around the financial market, and everybody wants to make money on the markets. Gold was up 0.7% to 1,932. Remember, it was above 2,040 US per ounce only about 6 weeks ago. Brent crude oil up 2.2%, and the US oil, that's the West Texas crude oil, 2.6%. As I mentioned, iron ore price was up. The Australian dollar 75.13 against the US, and if you look at the 10-year yield, 2.89 in Australia for the 10-year yield, which obviously that really influences what happens to the long-term borrowing of home buyers. Remember, it was 1.76 a few months ago, and it's now 2.9, so to speak. That's nearly 1.2% higher. And Bitcoin, 47,000 US, slightly below yesterday morning price of 47,700. And in Australia, that converts to 62,400, slightly below yesterday close. All right, I'm going to go through this section here. It really shows the changes over 3 days, so you can appreciate how the market is moving. 1 day is not enough. We put 4 days together, and you can see the Dow was up 2.5% over 4 days. And the S&P 500 was up 3.2%, the Nasdaq 3.6%. Our market the last 4 days was up 1.8%. And gold still down 0.2% over 4 days. Copper, again, 0.6% lower. And Brent crude oil and West Texas crude oil both down quite extensively over the last 4 days. I'm going to go now to the next section to talk about stocks with higher volume than average. You can see here the moving average here. Those figures here indicate the volume, moving average of the volume over 50 days. And we compare that average with last day volume. So yesterday volume, 760,000 for zero against 563 moving average. The price was up 5.3%, and the difference between yesterday volume against the average was nearly 1.35 times, or 135%. GPT 127%, and so on. And by the way, we start looking at those companies and we do our research, and we find that provided the value is actually exceeding the price, then we are interested to trade. So for instance, Xero, even though we've seen a major movement, look at the fair value. based on future growth and future revenue, future profit, earnings, we find that the value is a lot lower, so we're not really very keen on Xero. GPT, $5.59 versus $5.16, not a great deal of change, and so on. In the mid-cap, for those more aggressive traders, IDX, we're going to look at this company here today. Look, the price is nearly $4, and the value, the fair value, is nearly 10% higher. Whether it's worth trading or not, that's something we're going to look at. Mayne Pharma, pharmaceutical company. Yesterday the volume was 1.3 times, and the price was up nearly 2%. So we may have to look at Mayne Pharma. Look, 0.26 versus 0.49. So that's an interest to us. We move to the next section, the active trades, active stocks. Magellan went up by 8.5%. The value, the last price was $16.28, and the fair value is nearly $35. So we'll be interested. Actually, we are trading Magellan, and Magellan offered us a very good dividends the last few months. Firefinch, $1.01, fair value 4. We're going to have a look at Firefinch today. Block Xero. The reason why these are colored, because you can see yellow, it means 2 days in a row we've seen price increase. Blue, that's 3 days. And Macquarie, 4 days in a row we've seen price increases. Coming back to Block, the fair value is lower than the actual price. Fintech, first time it appears here, so we're going to have a good look at. Macquarie Bank, again $207 when the fair value is $184.50. Well, that's all from us here at FS Securities. Trade safely and wisely, and have a fantastic day.